Hello, my dear students. So I welcome you all for the second lecture, online lecture. Today we are going to discuss about absolute programming and incremental programming, and after that, I'll take you to some example problems and how to use the linear interpolation G01. Well, you see, this is about absolute programming and incremental programming. I have given you an example of tool path. See, you can see from the diagram, this is the path of the tool. The tool starts from the point 1 and it goes to point 2, then it goes to point 3 and then to point 4 and comes back to point 1 and then it goes back to the origin, the fixed origin 0, 0. This is a reference point. From here we give programmings. Okay, so these 1, 2, 3, 4 and back to 1, this is called as tool path. Tool path means this is the path along where the cutting tool moves. Now you see, now we have to give an instruction. CNC programming is all about giving the instructions to the cutting tool in the form of coordinate values. That is the value of x and y. You should inform them where is xy at point 1, what is xy at point 1 and point 2, point 3, point 4. Accordingly, the tool travels. Okay. Now, how to give the values of coordinates? There are two methods of giving values of coordinates, x value and y value. The first method is called as absolute method or absolute positioning. You can also call it as absolute coordinate system. And the second one is incremental positioning or incremental coordinate system. Now I'll just explain you what is the difference between absolute coordinate system and incremental coordinate system. Now, absolute coordinate system is a system where the coordinate values, say the value of xy at the point 1 is measured from the fixed origin 0, 0. So the value of xy at point 1 is measured from 0, 0. Similarly, with all points, say the value of xy at point number 2 is also measured from 0, 0. Again, the value of xy and point number 3 is also measured from the fixed origin 0, 0. Again, back here, the value of xy at point number 4 is also measured from the fixed origin 0, 0. If we measure the distance of x and y in all these points from the only one fixed origin 0, then it is called as absolute positioning. Let's see for an example here. If we take the point number 1, you see what is the distance from distance of x and y from O. See, the distance of x is 40 units and the distance of y is also 40 units. So at this point, x is 40, y is 40. That is 40, 40. This is what I have written here in absolute programming. Okay. And if you come back to the point number 2, what is the distance of x in point number 2? It is 40. And what is the distance of y in point number 2? It is 60. Okay. So this will be 40, 60 in absolute programming or absolute position. Is 40, 60. And similarly, when you come back to point number 3, the distance of x is 60. It is measured from O, and distance of y is also 60. It is also measured from O, the fixed origin. So here at point number 3, the values of x and y is 60, 60. And back in point number 4, the distance of x is 60, distance of y is 40. So it is 60, 40. So it is 60, 40 in point number 4. Again, point number 1 is 40, 40. So this is absolute positioning. Okay. In CNC programming, what we are going to learn, we follow absolute positioning only. But still, I want to tell you what is the difference between absolute positioning and incremental positioning. So now you know what is absolute positioning. Absolute positioning is nothing but measuring the distance of x and y in all points from the fixed origin 0, 0. That is called absolute positioning. Now what is an incremental positioning? In incremental positioning, the origin from where the values of x and y is measured is not fixed. The origin keeps moving. How it is moving, or how to finalize this is the origin, how to do is, you see, if you are taking a point 1, the point for point 1, the origin, the fixed origin 0 0 becomes the origin. So in incremental programming, in point 1 the value of x and y is 40 comma 40. When you go to the point number 2, in incremental positioning, its previous point becomes origin. So for point 2, point 1 becomes origin, not 0 0. For point 1, the previous point is, it is only origin. Okay, so for point 1 we will measure the value of x and y from 0 0. But when you go to point 2, its previous point, the previous point to point 2 is point 1 only. This is based on the tool path, we say, which is previous. For 2, 3 cannot be previous. Okay, before 2, tool is here now. So this becomes origin. Now we assume 0 0 is here. So this becomes positive x direction, this becomes negative x direction, this becomes positive y direction, this becomes negative y direction. Now you tell me, what is the value of x in point 2 as per incremental positioning? Since we are assuming point 1 is 0 0, the value of x in point 2 is 0, because this is origin. So 2 is here only. So the value of x is 0. What is the value of y in point number 2? Since this is the origin, value of y is, it is at origin the value is 40, at 2 the value is 60. So 60 minus 40, it is 20 units. So value of y is 20. So at point number 2, the value of x is 0, the value of y is 20. This is what we have written here. At point number 1, in incremental it is 40 40. In point number 2, in incremental it is 0. This is not 2, I have erased it. This is 0 comma 20. Okay. Now when you come back to point number 3, as per incremental positioning concept, for point number 3, point number 2 becomes origin. That means at this point we get 0 0. So this is positive x, this is positive y, this is negative x, this is negative y. You draw the axis here where we assume 0 0. So at point number 3, we measure from point number 2. So what is the distance of x in point number 3? As far as incremental position is concerned, from 2, 3, what is the distance? Okay, so at 3 it is 60 and 2 it is 40. So 60 minus 40 is 20 units difference. So from 0, if this is assumed as 0 0, from here the tool has to travel a distance of 20 units in x direction. So the value of x is 20. And what is the value of y? Value of y, because we are assuming 2 is the origin, 0 0. So there is no movement in y direction. So y is 0. So at the point 3, the value of x is 20, value of y is 0. So here at the point number 3, this is value of x is 20 and value of y is 0. This is not 2, I erased it. So this is 20 comma 0 at point number 3. Similarly, at point number 4, now you tell me which is the origin. Origin is point number 3. The previous point becomes the origin. So we assume this is 0 comma 0. When you assume this is 0 comma 0, this is positive x direction, negative x direction, positive y direction, negative y direction. So at this point, what is the value of x? Because we are assuming this as the origin, so there is no movement in x direction, so x is 0 at point number 4. What is the value of y? Y is coming in negative y direction. So this is how much is coming down? 60 to 40, 20 units moving down in negative direction, because this is 0 0 for us. So it is minus 20. So the value of xy at the point number 4 is x is 0, y is minus 20. That is what it is written here in incremental program. X is 0, y is minus 20. Similarly, when you come back to point number 1, point number 4 becomes origin. Means for one, the previous point is 4 only, okay, because the tool is here now. Tool has to come to the next position. So the present position you are going to take as origin. So if you assume 4 as origin, and what is the value of 1, because tool has to move from this place to this place. So here we draw xy, and this will be positive x direction, negative x direction, positive y direction, negative y direction. So the value of x in 1 from 4 is, it is coming in negative x direction. How many units? 20 units. So minus 20 at this point. To reach 1 from 4, the tool has to take minus 20 in x direction, and tool will take 0 in y direction. It is not moving in vertical, in y direction. So minus 20 comma 0 at this point. So this is what P1 is, minus 20 comma 0. So finally we are here, and then finally you say go to this point. That is a home position, that's different. So this is the tool path. So this is how we give programs in we use coordinate systems, both in absolute coordinate system and in incremental coordinate system. So the main difference between absolute coordinate and incremental coordinate is, in absolute coordinate system we always measure the distance of 1, 2, 3, 4 all points of tool paths only from the fixed origin, only one origin in absolute positioning. But in incremental positioning, origin keeps changing. How to locate the origin? For point number 1, the previous point becomes origin, so 0 becomes origin. For point number 4, the previous point 1 becomes origin. For point number 3, 2 becomes origin. Point number 4, 3 becomes origin. Point number 1, its previous point, that is 4, becomes origin. So it goes like this. So if you fix 2 as origin, assume 0, 0 is there, and draw a xy axis and calculate how much x is moving, how much y is moving. You know, the distance in x and y direction, assuming 2 as 0, 0. Like this, assume 3 as 0, 0 and find what is the distance. Like this, assume 4 as 0, 0 and find the value of x and y. So this is how you do with absolute positioning and incremental positioning. While doing CNC programming, this positioning is very, very important. You should know how to give the coordinate values. Once you know how to find out the coordinate values, x value and y value in each point, then doing program is easy. So throughout this course, throughout this subject, we are going to use only absolute positioning method. So it is easy as far as our concern is seen. We take only one origin, that is fixed origin. We measure all the distances only from this fixed origin O. Okay. Second point, I want to tell you what is this broken line and what is this solid line. The broken lines represents tool is moving without cutting. I have given you a code called G00. So without cutting means it moves fast, rapid travel, as I told you yesterday. And it's a solid line means the tool is undergoing cutting process. The tool is removing materials from the workpiece, from the given workpiece. So we use G01, G01 to 2 is G01, 2 to 3 is also G01, 3 to 4 is also G01, 4 to 1 is also G01. And again coming back, see it is going in this direction and travels here, see the direction, and then it comes back to origin. This is a home position. Okay, so this is how you should understand where to use G00, where to use G01. We use G00 when there is no cutting, and we use G01 when there is a cutting. Cutting means material removal process. Okay, so with this I am stopping this video, and then I will start with one more video for the example of the same problems. This is the program for the example, the tool path which I have shown here. We will see the program later, in the next video immediately. Thank you all.